What's up, guys? So back here again with George with another video. It is Labor Day weekend, so we have this extra day off. So figured we'll get a lot of mods that we kind of accumulated over the summer. So this is George 2014 SQ5. Today we're going to be changing his grill right here, which is this thing right here. Yeah, so you can really tell that there's a big difference. So this is OEM, and is this like a specific style?
Yeah, so this is the RS5 style grill. It's kind of modeled after like the B9 RS cars because of the honeycomb. They changed from this to the honeycomb in later years, and it's just meant to give it a more modern look up front.
Yeah, no, this looks good. Yeah. You're gonna get rid of this kind of like empty space here, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah, so there's supposed to be a plate holder over this for like the US spec cars. So as you can see, somebody already took that off for this one, but it's just a more aggressive looking style.
Yeah, you can tell that there's a lot of wear and tear on this grill too.
Definitely, yeah.
I think you have some fall covers too, so let's go right there. So this should be cool. We never done any work on this car yet, so it'll be a kind of learning curve. I don't think it'll be too bad. I think overall, just taking off the bumper and a couple of clips. We might have to spray paint a few things, right?
Yeah, so the bumper support underneath the grill that goes behind this is, I think it's aluminum, so it's silver, and you don't want it to show behind the grill, so everybody's prefers it black. Gotcha. You don't have to, but it just looks better that way.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we'll get this set up, and we'll kind of take you guys along the way on how to get this done. So we'll learn together. All right. So the first step is we have to remove the bumper.
So basically, to remove the bumper, this is a top cover for the bumper. If I'm not mistaken, because I didn't do like 100% research, once you pop these little clips off here, there's more bolts under here that hold the bumper on, and after that, there's a couple bolts in the fender well here that have to come off, and then I think the last set of bolts is underneath the car. It's connected to the undercover, which sucks, but
which is why we have the car on ramps, by the way.
Yeah.
So that we have easy access to it.
Once all of those are off, then the bumper should come off, hopefully.
All right, so we're gonna get started with just removing this, I guess, cowl here first, and then we'll see what else we have to do. All right, to remove these clips, just take like a Phillips, and there's a little clip there, or a little push button, and you kind of just poke it through, and if you,
there you go.
That works too. And then just a pry tool should come right out of those.
I pushed it way too far.
Yeah, right?
It is what it is.
All right, guys. So after you get the cowl out, there are two fasteners over here, which is T20 screws. And then we have, I think, a couple of, again, T20s somewhere around here. Maybe that's one. And I think down here there should be, if I can show you guys, one here and one on the bottom. Yep. And then both sides, and then I think that's it, right?
And then the bottom.
Oh yeah, and then the bottom there's a bunch of T20s as well, and then this should come out pretty easily. So once you take those 3 Torx bits out on the wheel well, all you have to do is just pull this fender liner back, and this should loosen. You can see the tabs already coming out. And then the other side you'll have to do, and then just the bottom Torx bits. All right, so for the bottom, there's just a couple. So that one, you want to point it.
Got 1, 2, 3,
and a bunch,
4, 5, and then the rest of them in the same spot across.
So I think after you take this off, there's a couple more behind this cover, right?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, so we'll get to it.
NANI?!
Guys, once you have all the screws removed, this cover is being held with these tabs. And and you can kind of just force them out. It does require a little bit more force to do though.
True.
But once you have this, there are a few more, right?
These.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, and then 4.
Yeah.
And then that's it, hopefully. Bumper should slide off now.
Yeah.
Should.
So guys, once you have the side removed, just pull it a little bit. You do have a few plugs by the fogs, and I think these are the parking sensors.
Yeah.
So probably either jack it up or have a buddy like me who will hold it up for George, so he can remove all the sensors and the plugs. After you remove these plugs in the middle, you should have fogs on each side. So it's just the LEDs that will just pop up, and the bumper is fully removed. So now all we got to do is figure out how to remove the grill. All right, so like George mentioned in the beginning, we have this crash beam here that is just the silver color. So now with the new grill, you won't have this piece that kind of covers it. So we're gonna sand this down a little bit, scuff it up, and then we're gonna just use some, black spray paint and just kind of spray it down. And that way, when the new grill is installed, you don't see this silver color. So we pulled the SQ5 back out a little bit so we don't get overspray. This is totally an optional step, by the way.
The bumper actually comes with a Euro plate bracket, since this is meant for a European RSQ5 front bumper. That actually covers this, so you really don't have to. You could just run the plate bracket, but I don't want to. So
yeah. No, it would be much cleaner to just have this all blacked out anyways. So we're gonna just sand this down just so that the paint adhere a little bit better. And then wipe it down with some alcohol, and then we'll just spray it. So we kind of just sanded it down a little bit, wiped it with alcohol, and now we're gonna just quickly spray this, and then we'll let it dry, and then try to figure out how to put on the grill. All right, guys, so this is about a coat or two. We're gonna let this sit and dry for maybe half an hour, and then we'll do another coat just in case rock chips or anything like that. But it looks good already. It looks pretty OEM actually.
yeah,
so
that's how it should have came from the factory.
Honestly. Yeah, for real. All right, so now we're gonna go and try to figure out the grill and how to remove it, because I know that grill needs some cutting. The new one needs some cutting. So we'll figure that out.
So next step, I have to remove the whatever this thing is. I think it's for the parking sensors. Home link module. I gotta remove the parking sensor wire and just kind of set it to the side. And the bumper support foam has to come out. Since we're also doing the grills for the fog lights, all of this stuff also has to come out. So we'll just start taking stuff off and see how it looks.
Yeah, and then these torque screws are what holds the actual grills, but a lot of stuff we have to take out before we can actually get to that. So let's, I guess let's get started.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so couple things. After we took that home link out, there was one screw over here that we had to remove, and then taking that styrofoam crash beam thingy, there's a screw here that we had to remove, and one more here. All right, guys, you also have to remove all the wiring because this whole piece is the grill. So in order to remove the grill, you have to remove all the wiring that's attached to it. So we have to remove this piece. So there was clips on the side here, and then clips all on the top. So we just had to lift it up, and it takes a bit amount of force, especially if you never removed it before. We definitely face that. But pretty much majority of it is almost out. Maybe just the bottom here, to be honest.
Yeah.
So the last part is these tabs here, super tight. So I think it's best if you have a pry to kind of snaking it on the bottom here, and then having someone push it downwards, and it should snap right through. Yeah. So once you get one or two loose, it should be super easy to do. Just lift up one side if you can, and just bend it and push it downwards. There we go. All right. It took a lot harder. The clips that were on the wires here were a pain, but I think if you get a pry tool and just kind of wiggle around, it should come right out. And we do have to remove these parking sensor if you have them. And then the grill should come right out.
Basically, this is the grill. We got the other grill off. And you see that the new grill has this whole bottom piece on it because it's meant for a completely different bumper. And so I believe, well, they say online that you have to cut it out because of that. Yeah, so you can see that it doesn't exactly line up to the shape over here. This edge right here is hitting this part right here. So what they say is to match it up to the OEM grill, which we're gonna do right now. And just cut out all the excess. So you can kind of see this whole bottom piece basically has to be cut out. And a little bit of this. So I think what we're gonna end up doing is cutting along this line here, and this whole piece comes off. So along this line is basically where we have to cut off and cut this whole bottom piece off. And then we should be able to put the grill on.
All right, so we cut just the corner pieces for now, just to see how it fits. So you can see this tab here that was protruding before. Looks like we'll have to cut more.
So we gotta cut wherever that is in the middle.
Yeah, why don't we cut from here, this part first, because you'll have to cut this part anyways. So just cut this and this.
Yeah, this, and I think I'm gonna cut this out.
Yeah.
This whole piece from here, around there, maybe this whole thing.
Well, if it's just like this, right, we probably want to cut this portion too. All right, guys, so I think we're pretty much done trimming it. So George, why don't you put this down for now, and we'll kind of go over. We actually had to trim a lot more than we anticipated. So a couple things, that one whole piece, if you go back in the video, you'll realize that it's all this. And, you know, you had stuff here that we had to trim. And we thought we could have kept these things here, but we realized that these little slots here where a screw would normally go, it was hitting. So you can see that we rounded each one of them a little bit. Fortunately, this part of the grill is all behind the scenes, so you wouldn't normally not see it anyways, which is good. But overall, this, you know, you had to trim that whole piece pretty much out. But overall, though, the fit is pretty good. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. So it's way more aggressive. I mean, compared to this one, right? I mean, this is all beat up, but this looks good. So just go slow, guys, and it's all trial and error for it. But I think it's worth it, right, George?
Oh, yeah.
You think it's worth it?
It looks 10 times better than that.
Yeah. So now what we have to do is, because we remove a lot of these, the paneling on the grill, we have to figure out where to kind of clip the wire for the sensors, the parking sensors. So I think we're gonna have to zip tie some part and hide it behind and snake it or whatever, and then we can just mount this on the car. All right. So we put most of the stuff back together. We had this one piece on the OEM bumper that we had to put back with the home link, and the wires is for the parking sensor, so that's in. We kind of snaked it down here, which is good, so we didn't have to use a zip tie at all. I think the only part is over this one where it's kind of loose, where we'll probably add a zip tie here holding it like this. And now this should be good to go for install. So we put the bumper back on, you know, we just, you know, all the same steps but in reverse. And then this is the last bit. So one thing is that we realized that the fog covers that came with the kit actually does not fit for this car. So we had to just kind of live with the original one. And I know, George, you're going to probably order the Black Optics one. So
Yeah.
And then the final touch is the badge. So we'll clean up shop here, and then we're gonna roll this out and get some photos, and we'll get some better angles instead of this cramped garage right now. So guys, this is the final product with the grill installed. Again, you know, we didn't really do the fog covers because they didn't fit this car with the kit. So I think it looks great, George. What do you think? I mean, is your car ultimately?
No, yeah, I love the way it looks. It's 10 times better than what was on there before, and it's way more aggressive looking. Really glad that we painted the bar in the back.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You can't really see it, especially in certain lights.
Yeah, it's actually right between there. You can't even see it, but like imagine the silver bar if we didn't paint it. So
Yeah,
it looks so much better.
I'm actually not even mad about the chrome grill, the chrome badge either. It doesn't fit 100%. So maybe I'll just change it out eventually. But
yeah, but overall it still looks good.
the chrome badge actually, it doesn't look bad. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But it makes the front of the car look so much more aggressive now.
Yeah, no,
And
for real.
modernizes it a little bit too.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. So just gotta get those carbon mirror caps.
Yeah. Yeah, carbon mirror caps, lips and wheels, you know, all of the above, the stuff that I shouldn't be doing to the daily, but I will do probably eventually.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna end it here. This was a pain to honestly do.
Honestly, don't recommend for anybody. Just keep your car stock.
Yeah, but it looks cool, you know. So I'll see you guys next one.